pronounce, but it's like Guygex in all caps.
What? Let me read it. Yeah. I'm just gonna
As
read it real
always.
fast.
Or long.
LONK. A lot of people spamming that emote. Yeah, LONK.
Yeah, LONK. Long. It's good me. Thanks, guys.
So long. Nice.
Could I also hear Rom? Because right now I can't hear him. Ah, okay. Alright. Get it off a little. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right, so I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I am Romulost, Rom, or whatever. I have lots of names apparently. And this is A Link Between Worlds. And I forgot to skip the cutscene, but it's fine. So you guys, if you're familiar with A Link to the Past, you may notice that the overworld is pretty much the same, as well as a few characters and the enemies. But it is pretty unique on its own. Like we have new mechanics like merging, quick equip, and yeah. I will explain more throughout the run.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm also here. So, yeah, as Rom already mentioned, it's greatly inspired from Link to the Past. So you might see some similarities. So the beginning of the game is pretty much straightforward till like 3 minutes or so. So we just have to go through a lot of dialogue until like some cool stuff happens. So yeah, right now we just have to save.
The game actually forces you to save here, but it's not that bad because we actually use these weather vanes as checkpoints, so we can actually warp here later. And unlike A Link to the Past, you actually gain the ability to warp around pretty early after beating the first dungeon, and it's really useful. So right now I'm just following Gully around. Let's see where it goes. And I'm not even meshing text. By the way, regarding text, actually English is the fastest one because it has a little bit over 500 text boxes. And the other languages, I believe they have over 600. I'm not sure, but this one's the fastest one for this route. And now I'm gonna get the sword, and I'm not really going to deliver it right away. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to Death Mountain because I need to watch a cutscene there, so we can make stuff happen.
Yeah. So right now he's heading over to the market to hit the checkpoint, and with that you're able to fly over there later, which you will see come in handy in like 10 minutes or so, if even. And as you already mentioned, he is on his way right now to Death Mountain. So we are just gonna, like, he's gonna do a little trick here, which we're gonna see, and to get into Death Mountain earlier. So first we'll lure this bird over there. And in general, this game is quite buggy.
Okay.
With its 3D environment. Like it looks like a 2D game with the isometric viewpoint, but it's generally like coded and everything in 3D. And since this is like
nice, I got
nice,
really lucky there.
Very
it's
nice.
actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
So actually doing these tricks keeps getting any strength upgrade. so it's also faster. We don't really need to get the power gloves and the Titan Smith later. It's fine. And actually, I got really lucky there. It's not that
Yeah,
easy to get money on our way out. So
yeah,
I needed
like
to waste 10 rupees here.
exactly. Best would be 15, but with 20, it's like really good. So right now, we're just gonna game over, because we need to go back again. So we'll spawn at our house, and there you will see the first glitch, pretty much. Ravi is already here, and
Why,
Ravi is
hello
not
there.
supposed to be here at all yet. So what Ram is gonna do, he's gonna get the bow. And are you going for the fire rod?
I'm doing fire rod
All
route
right, so he's
here.
gonna get the fire rod. Are you like thinking, okay, fire rod is actually quite expensive? Luckily, the first item that you can't afford, you're getting that for free. So he's able to get the fire rod and the bow, and then he will just proceed normally with the story. And yeah,
And actually, this game has a new mechanic where you don't really get any items inside the dungeons. You actually are able to rent whatever item you want.
yeah.
So you can actually do pretty much the dungeons in any order you want to. So we actually have a bunch of different routes here, including rupee routes and such. So yeah.
That is like really helpful, especially since you're able to use items in dungeons where like each dungeon is usually for one kind of item. But if you use another item for it, it can get really, yeah, funny. But we will see that soon. But for now, there's just a lot of text. But in general, this like a lot of glitches in this game just simply work because, like I mentioned before, the 3D environment, like if you would have done that in 2D, a lot of glitches wouldn't have happened. Simply because how the game handles 3D and hitboxes and everything, that is just super weird.
And so right now I'm actually going to get the sword finally. And normally I would need to get like 50 rupees here, but I already have 11. But just for safety, because these routes, although it's the fastest one, it actually relies on 30 rupees from drops or RNG. So I'm going to get as many as possible, because we need to rent a lot of items later.
For the items, there's just one exception, this lamp here, that you can't buy or like rent. It's just the first item that you usually get, but we already have the other items.
No, and I got
Oh my
another
god,
red rupee.
that's really good luck
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Usually when I get a lot of money on the beginning, the run usually goes really bad.
Yeah.
So let's hope it goes well. Gonna grab another 5 rupees here. And now we are pretty much done with the sanctuary. And what's gonna happen next? Please don't even ask me. It's
Yeah, that's like the best ever, so just be ready to get like confused.
it's a meme. First, we're gonna see Link, and he's sleeping on the
On the
tornado
table.
rod.
Like last night was a hot night, and he's just
And there's
completely
Ravio.
wasted.
And there's another Ravio.
Yeah. I think like my theory is that Link is just super wasted and just sees double. Like The annoying thing is though that both Ravios do actually exist, and they also talk to you. So both of them are going to talk to you, and that is a little annoying. But yeah, that's it pretty much. And another thing is, it's quite hard to get the bow after this portion here, because the new Ravio is just gonna like stand there forever, right in front of the bow. So you have it's really finicky if when you die or something and you need the bow.
Yeah, I talked to
It's
him.
really hard to get.
Oh my god. Okay. So you can actually get the bow if you talk to him. It's easier to interact with the actor later. And actually, this skips also a small tutorial where it teaches you about the use of stamina or energy, whatever you want to call it. But this game does not use any sort of ammo. Like you don't have really arrows or bombs. Instead, all items will consume stamina.
Yeah, and due to some glitches, like usually you have on the main screen some bar with energy, so you know how much you have. But due to some glitches, it's just not there. So, yeah, it's a little annoying sometimes to know exactly when you can use certain stuff. But yeah. So we're getting into Eastern Palace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always mixing up Palace with Temple, but it doesn't really matter. So here we will see the first occasion of the usage of the tornado rod and how collision works in this game.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna use this time to explain how the trick works.
all right,
So you saw right there, I actually walked through that cannonball, and when Link takes damage, he enters in a state where he has invincibility for a few frames, and it's actually useful for this upcoming trick because we're gonna lure an enemy really close to the wall, and then it's gonna damage us, gonna start to kind of clip on top of Link, and I'm gonna use the tornado rod, and as soon as Link becomes like solid again, he's gonna push us on top of the ceiling or the wall.
yeah, like a lot of out of bounds just simply happens with the tornado rod, because it is like it's gonna push you all the way to the max of the wall, but not over it usually. But if you get damaged or something is blocking you, it's just gonna move you over there. So
And
yeah,
that's not that good.
it's not that perfect, and sometimes you can get stuck there. It's just a little annoying.
Alright, there you
There
go.
we go.
Okay, so the first boss is actually the main boss. His name is Yuga, and this fight's pretty much the same every time. You just need to shoot arrows, slashing with the sword, and yeah. And I shot too early, but it's fine. Nice.
Good fight.
And now we actually get the ability to merge into walls, and it's quite nice. Can go to new places with this trick.
Yeah. Like right now, he's also going to collect some more rupees, since we need quite a lot. Since we need like all of the items except for the boomerang, because boomerang is just super useless.
Yeah, and the sand rod as well.
Oh yeah, sand rod, right? Always forget about that.
What?
Oh, wow.
That's never happened before, I swear. But it's not a big deal. Can just make up for that later.
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Right, there's a $5 donation from Marco TLA that says, "Hello, good luck to Romulost. My name is Marco. I'm from Brazil. Longtime viewer, first time donating. I want to give a shout out to Brazilian speedruns community. Hey Romulo, remember, it's joke."
No,
And
thank you.
then there's some gibberish that I can't read. Thank you.
And we have never met this guy before. Uh, Actually, when we get to do early review shop, we skip a bunch of stuff, and we're going to have to talk to Zelda later, anyways. But we don't really need to like go talk to Zelda, then go to Kakariko to meet this guy, and then go to Eastern Palace, and then finally return to Link's house to rent the bow, and yeah.
Yeah. Like, we skipped actually a lot of dialogue. Like, not really skipped, but yeah, it's quite useful. And here we just magically get the pedal. Because the game just assumes that you should have it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have it, and it's like, oh my god, what should I do? I'm just gonna give it to you now.
We're actually gonna get it again later when we meet Zelda.
Yeah.
And Route actually uses the discount that Ravio gives you. So we can rent this item for 20 rupees instead of 50. And I'm gonna grab bombs as well. So now all that's left is the hook shot and the ice rod, which I'm gonna rent later. But for now I just have enough items to beat all the dungeons in Hyrule. And after watching this small cutscene here, we actually can get another item called, I think it's Adventurous Pouch. And you can actually, after you get it, you can actually use your X button to equip items. But we don't really need it because there's a new mechanic called Quick Equipping, which is pretty useful. We don't have to pause at all to equip items. And right here, we're gonna receive the bell from Irene, and we're now able to warp around.
Yeah, with that bell, you're now able to fast travel to checkpoints where you have already been. So that's like the reason why we used it. Like, we went to the market and to
Death
Death
Mountain.
Mountain
Yeah.
because it's like way shorter. Right now we have to get the Sora Philippus, so we are able to swim, because otherwise Link is just gonna drown. Whatever. And that one is like usually the most boring part because it's just a lot of dialogue that you have to do and just walking.
Yeah. And we're actually going to get these Zora flippers and the Pegasus boots, and it's like so much faster than A Link to the Past.
Yeah, because with the Pegasus boots, you're finally able to run, or like properly, or dash, or whatever you want to call it. So we're finally really fast.
And this guy right here is actually the real speedrunner because we just met him and we're going to Kakariko, which is on the other side of the map, and he already sold the smooth gen.
Yeah, like you don't have to get into the cave to trigger that you're like to trigger the smooth gem here. You just have to meet the thief.
Yeah, and right here gonna get a silver rupee because I just need 150. And it's actually pretty nice because I have almost everything. I can actually get 20 rupees in Zora's domain, which of course I'm gonna do it just for safety. And yeah, don't have to rely on RNG anymore, at least for rupees. And about the Pegasus boots in this game, unlike A Link to the Past, when you cancel your dash, you actually do a little slide, which is useful because you can actually cross over a few gaps with that. You're gonna see it soonish.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason, if you just slide then, it just ignores every kind of physics. So you're like just floating over gaps. I don't know why.
Yeah, and right here gonna do a trick called Bomb Rodding, and it's actually pretty much a damage boost, and we use the Tornado Rod right after to reach higher places. This one's pretty easy. We use it to skip a cutscene. And we're gonna do this trick again later in Tower of Hera, and it's actually probably the hardest trick right now in this route, because it's like the game runs at 60 FPS, and it's like, I think it's 2 frames only, 2 or 4, I don't know.
I think it was
Exactly.
free or something. Yeah, but it's a really tight one. Like it's hard to time, I think personally. Or like nearly everyone has issues with that, as far as I know. So yeah, we just hope that it's gonna go well. But we still have a little to go. But luckily, we now just got the Zora flippers, which means we can do some proper running again. Like no more text for I don't know 15, 20 minutes, which is nice. Because this game has way too many. So now he's going to the House of Gales. The fastest way to get there is just traveling to your house and then just dashing over there really quick. And the main item of House of Gales is the Tornado Rod, and yeah.
Right here, gonna use a bot to hit the switch, so I don't have to actually jump down there. And we can actually go direct to the mini boss room. I don't know why it's right here. Small strat here to kill them faster. Otherwise, if you take long to kill them, they will actually start moving really fast around the room. Gonna use a real small trick here. If you get really close to the edge like that, you can actually use Tornado Rod to get onto this platform. There's a faster way to like do this room, but it's not that safe and it only saves 5 seconds.
Here again, using another item that you shouldn't be using. Also, little mini trick you can do. If you throw the bomb properly and you hit the switch, then you can just Tornado Rod up and get in the stream while the cutscene is playing to save like 2 seconds or something. Or like, not even 1. But yeah, here's a cool thing. Like usually you're supposed to do a long puzzle to get on top of that to get the key, but you could just Tornado Rod up there and it's just gonna land you under the platform for just short enough time for you to grab the the key, and that's it.
And right here, gonna do a damage boost using these keys.
Yeah.
And I can actually reach the loading zone, and we skip turning on the fan.
Like for some reason, if you get hit, or like, like if you get hit, you
That's
are
the
getting
slide.
boosted up a little, and that is just enough to get you up there. And here's already the boss.
And as for this boss, I'm gonna use bombs to kill him because it's faster than pausing every time to equip the tornado rod, and bombs. I think they deal 3 of damage, so it's pretty useful.
Also, he's falling down there intentionally. Like, if you drop down, all of your energy is going to be replenished. And you need a lot of energy for bombs, so...
Yeah, I think you can only use 5 bombs in a row.
Yeah, something like that. I don't really remember either.
And I don't have stamina. I fell off too fast right there. But it's fine. Gonna do it again here. Alright. Okay.
Nice. Quite clean fight. So now Rom is going to take the checkpoint or the quick warp to the checkpoint we activated at the very beginning to get to Death Mountain really quick. Now he's just going to, like, he's on the way to Tower of Hera.
Or Tower of Reset, because, yeah.
Or AKA the reset point of this run.
Right here I'm using invisibility frames. Just keep having to break off those boulders. And coming up, I'm gonna actually... Link can actually use dash over a huge gap, and if I cancel my dash in time, I can actually skip having to exit this cave and re-enter again to get on the other side. Like that.
Nice.
And that's actually pretty good because I don't have to wait for this cycle right here.
Yeah, Tower of Hera is quite interesting. It's generally, as you expect from a tower, it's mostly vertical. And if you go out of bounds just once, you can go quite far. And that is what we're gonna do. There were some older strats, but they were just really horrible. So you can see those buttons, they will just put you up one floor. But they're slow. Don't want to do that. So he's gonna set up a little trick here. We're gonna bomb rod. That's like the name of it. So he's gonna place a bomb right there.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice.
First
try. Really good.
I'm really glad that I got that. And
Yeah.
actually I'm waiting here to refill my stamina because I have to use the tornado rod 2 times in a row. If I did it just one time, then I would actually fall off and
Like
you'd
this
have to
trick
wait.
can just go so wrong, but first try is really, really good. So basically he just damage boosted and went up just in the wall enough to get to the next floor. And since they don't have a collision on the bottom side, you can just tornado rod through that. So now we're nearly already through Tower of Hera. We skipped like everything.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, I think you actually can fail it like 10 times and still be ahead of a glitchless run. And we actually skipped the mini boss fight as well.
I hope that the boss is going to be playing nicely.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite boss from A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's pretty easy. If you do the same movement every time, it's going to be the same fight every time, unless you miss a arrow shot.
Yeah, but if you mess it up just once, the boss can go really annoying. Just like get stuck in the left, and just bounce around. So you have to hit the the last part.
Oh my god, so
Oh
slow.
shit, we jinxed it. So he's hitting it with the bow, since the bow deals, what was it, 3 hearts?
It's too hard.
Too
Two of
hard.
damage.
Yeah,
Better.
it's like the most you can get, except with like a spin attack. Nice, still went good. And just
And-
doing a spin attack, which is not really work out.
Yeah, and right here I could actually skip this heart container, but I just for safety I'm gonna get as much hearts as I can.
Yeah.
And what I would actually do is I would jump off of this arena and then climb back up, and that would skip having to watch this small cutscene. But it's fine because I had to get that heart container, so it's not that bad.
We have a donation, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have a $30 donation from Urenstein that says, I said I'd donate $1 for every death in my hotline run, but I died uncountably many times, so let's just round it up to 30. Thank you, Urenstein.
Nice.
And there's also a $20 anonymous donation without a comment. Thank you very much.
So yeah, now we are on our way to get the Master Sword. And these ghosts, I don't know if you have played the game, but yeah, like they're not too hard, but
Yeah,
sometimes
like
they can
th-
screw you up. But
Their
luck-
movement before splitting up is going to be the same every time, so you just have to look. For example, this one's going to be the one on the right.
Yeah, you only have to look at very certain ghosts at the very end. In the beginning, it's the ghost to the very right. On the second, it's on the top and on the bottom. And on the last one, you always go bottom. And that's pretty much the puzzle. You don't have to think or watch about it. It's quite nice if you know it.
And I actually did not know about it, and I have failed this puzzle before. Okay, so it's the bottom. And yeah, that's the Master Sword. And one thing, in A Link to the Past, no major glitches runs, you actually have to upgrade it because it's faster to kill Ganon, but for this game we don't really do it. Like people use it to upgrade the Master Sword, but it was pretty much during the beginning of the speed running.
Yeah, so now we got the Master Sword and we are on the way to go to Lorule Castle. To weirdly met Zelda.
Yeah.
It's like the cutscene we skipped. We still have to watch it. But with enemies, it's really strange. Like the game tries to play the cutscene, but everything else is already gone or like has progressed. Yeah.
It's going to be like both scenes are going to be overlapping with each other.
Yeah.
And right here, gonna get the quick equip, and it's quite useful for a few tricks later because you can actually use an item and just like start moving before the animation's over, and you can actually use ice blocks from the ice rod or the fire from the fire rod to do some stuff. It's actually quite broken.
So yeah, you see the god is still there, but the enemies are already here. And now Impa is just gonna walk out really casually, while the entire castle is actually already invaded. I'm very curious what the guard here is actually doing. Like he's completely useless. Or the other two guards here. They're just looking at the enemies like, yay, that's cool.
And now we have to wait till Impa comes back. Nice, another red rupee. I'll never get red rupees ever again because I'm dropping them so much.
Yeah. A lot of people actually, or like I also did so, like casually. You think you would have to take a look at the paintings and just, I don't know, hope for the best, but you just have to wait. There's nothing you actually have to do.
And now you're thinking, oh, we're finally going to meet Zelda, and nope.
Yeah, Zelda is really beautiful. Like you can see her right here, like not. She also turned into an enemy actually.
Yeah.
She betrayed you.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get the Pendant of Courage again.
Yeah. The other one was actually a fake, but
Hi.
so yeah, you see Zelda actually betrayed you, so you're just gonna run out here. It's actually quite weird how some dungeons, like this one here, are kind of normal. Like you don't really do a lot of glitches. There's just one coming up, and it's really short. While other ones are just so broken to the end. Sometimes I'm really thinking, how did I mess it up so badly? So yeah, Rom is gonna do another damage boost up the wall to skip this room because it takes a little time to do that, and it's just annoying because you have to kill like 3 waves of those statues. And it's just not really useful.
And we're finally going to see Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really have much to say about this
Yeah.
dungeon. It's pretty
Like, sadly, it's
glitchless.
just pretty much straightforward. You're just running around, dashing through the enemies to just not fight them since it's useless anyways, and just go to Yugo really quick.
Yeah, and right here gonna fight him again, and it's gonna split up into like 3 Yugas, and I just have to look at his staff because it's going to be burning.
Yeah, when he merges out of the wall, he has 2 other clones, and you have to hit the original one. And the original one is the one who has a glowing staff, but he can be really like crawly to you. And sometimes he's just switching with his clones after he merged to a wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this one is just really chill.
and for this phase you would actually have to do a 3 cycle, but you can actually finish in just 2 because you can use spin attacks to damage him. Yeah, you're only supposed to hit him twice per cycle, so you can actually use that to do a spin attack which deals the double amount of damage of the normal slash.
It's actually quite weird since I never did that. I just never did spin attacks, and it still was always a 2 cycle. So yeah, now we're just gonna find the first portal to Lorule Castle. Yeah, to Lorule, better said. Yeah, this is like the new mechanic they introduced aside from merging to the wall. You're now having a parallel world of Hyrule, which is called Lorule, and everything just went to, yeah. Let's say it didn't went perfect. And here are all the last, what was it, 7 dungeons?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's 7.
You can actually do them in any order you want, but we have like a little route. You can still change some stuff, but you usually do Desert Palace after Swamp Palace, like just some small details, and you do Thieves Hideout at the very end.
Yeah. Normally, you would need to beat Thieves before Desert Palace because you need to get the Sand Rod back from Osfala. But we can actually leave that for later because I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah,
You'll see.
you will see why we don't need it.
And now I'm going to the Swamp Palace because I'm going to do Desert Palace right after, and they are pretty close to each other.
Yeah. You also see him now activating some checkpoints again, just so he's able to travel there. Because you don't want to walk all that stuff every time.
We actually use the Ice Rod quite a lot here because Swamp Palace has water everywhere, and you can use that to clip around. Right here, you're going to skip having to either steal the Big Bomb Flower or buying it because you can just clip into the load zone.
Like getting that is just really annoying. It's huge. You have to carry it around. There was also a skip that you don't have to buy it, but it's a little finicky and also not really saves too much time.
Okay.
All right, nice.
And it's not over yet because you can.
Yeah.
Right now we can choose between skipping the boss key, which is pretty much consistent every time, or skip the boss. I'm gonna try to skip the boss here, and it's kind of hard. But let's see. Okay, nice first try.
Nice first try.
This clip right here, it's the hardest one.
Okay.
And I need the hook shot here. Oh no. Nice, dude.
Okay.
Nice, again. Okay.
Okay, nice. So yeah, now he's out of bounds and has to be really careful to not fall out, but I'll be really tight soon. So I'll just shut up.
Oh, I
Ah,
fell.
damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that trick is really precise to do.
Just have to do it one more time.
Yeah.
That's never happened before. And boss skip.
Nice.
In 100% you actually have to kill the boss because otherwise you can't get the heart container.
Yeah, that trick is just really precise and good job there.
I think it was faster than BK skip, even with that fall.
Yeah. So now you're gonna see Desert Palace and...
Not really.
Oh, really?
Not really.
Or like...
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna
you
be really interesting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this skip right here used to be one of the hardest skips in the game because it was, I think it was frame perfect, but right now it's pretty easy because you can just use ice rod, ice rod clipping, and it's pretty easy right now. But let's see. Nice, dude. Nice. Okay.
Okay, nice. Yeah, this can also be a little annoying. But... Okay,
And,
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just boosting over the wall there. Just get all around. Now you're just going to get the...
And
Nice.
yeah, we don't even get to go to the desert. And
Yeah, we just skipped the entire palace by just walking around out of bounds, just jumping in right at the end and simply picking up the painting. It is also the very shortest dungeon in the entire game, with that skip, obviously.
okay, so now we have to go back to Hyrule because although we can like reach certain areas by going out of bounds, some of them we actually have to go back and go inside a portal. And so now we're going to Skullwoods. It's actually one of my favorite dungeons. And I wish we could skip it because like the painting is already there. It's pretty much visible outside the dungeon, but we have no means to clip or get on top of the wall to get it. But it's fine because we can actually get to do a few tricks there. Nice, dude.
Yeah, Skullwoods has some interesting tricks, but they're not like too big. They surely save quite some time, but nothing as groundbreaking as Desert Palace. But yeah, we will still have to walk a lot of casually through it. Obviously doing it quite fast, so we're just gonna ignore all the stuff we don't need. But till then, like here, a little skip. Instead of just going all around, we can just merge through the wall, get to the end right away. Also here, if you ignite the enemies, the hitbox gets away and you can just walk through them. It's a lot easier than to deal with them properly.
I was afraid that I would just walk into that. Oh, nice.
Another thing here that you saw are item like mob drops. You can get 3 different parts: the tail, the horns, and the heart, I believe. Yeah, like if you get them for the first time, it will trigger a shortcut scene, which wastes like, I don't know, 2 seconds or so. But you usually don't want to get one.
Okay, for this next room here, if I go really fast, I can actually skip doing a small puzzle, but it depends on the enemy's position. And let's see. And
Nice, got it right
okay,
in the beginning.
got lucky there.
Yeah. If the position is wrong, it can happen that like you're too late, then you warp upwards and you're instantly in the hand, which brings you back to the very beginning.
I think it's the last entrance
Oh yeah.
that you have been.
Here also a cool thing of how 3D works. Yeah, you can jump right under there with sliding properly. Get the key and just get out of there really quick. It's really neat.
Coming up is there a trick called eyeball duplication, and it's gonna skip having to go all the way onto the other side of the room.
Yeah, luckily the eye duplication is not hard at all.
Yeah.
You have a quite generous time frame for that. He's just gonna get the item, the eye here, right closely over here.
Nice.
Nice. So he's throwing in the eye into the podest
Pedestal.
pedestal, and just grab it out again. For some reason, it works.
It's because there's like, whenever you throw the eyeball, there's actually an invisible object where it was, and you can actually grab that object. So if we do it as soon as the eyeball hits the pedestal, we can actually grab it back.
Yeah, and now here, the most hardcore and hardest boss ever in history. Yeah, like, it's so complicated how to do that. You go to the wall, slash once, warp, add.
And this boss is not easy at all because I have died to it before during a 100% run.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad he did not kill me this time. Alright, so next is Ice Ruins. So I'm going back to Hyrule. So normally you would have to um, go through the ore mine to get onto the other side and enter a portal, but we can't skip that right here, going out of bounds.
And here's also the first occasion of doing fire rod boost. Oh no, actually the second one. Never mind it. So yeah, he's just going out of bounds here, or better said, on the very edge of it, going out around here, and he skipped all of going in between Hyrule and Lorule on Death Mountain here, which is just really annoying to do. So here's a little waiting simulator until we can get to Ice Ruins. You just have to wait for the platforms to move around, and some enemies are gonna come. Yeah, it's nothing too action heavy. But if you screw that up, it's really annoying because you're gonna spawn at the last platform, like solid platform you were on, and yeah, it's usually quite far back and you just lose a lot of time. Yeah, sadly you don't really have anything else to do here. I mean, I can't really talk about anything we could, like, interesting. Maybe we could tune in some elevator music or something, I don't know. Like, even the obstacles here are above you, so they don't even hit you. I don't know who came up with that.
We actually have to come back here in 100%, so they're kind of annoying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never done 100%, so
Yeah.
I don't know a
Yeah,
lot
it's
about
fine.
it. Yeah, and Ice Palace, once again, super buggy. You won't really see a lot of it. So how this thing works now, you see this elevator thingy, and he's just gonna block himself into the wall here.
Nice.
It's quite close to get that one. Yeah, pulse buffering helps.
Yeah, I'm scrub, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't. I usually like need 50 attempts at that. I'm just super bad in it. But you usually get blocked into the wall there, like that. Nice. And you're just gonna walk a little out of bounds.
Okay.
Just gonna drop
So
down. And
can
are you
actually
right?
kill the boss
Nice.
right here with just 2 fire rush shots. Gonna do 3 just for safety.
Yeah.
And we can actually, he's actually there, and he would he would have spawned if I had landed on the lower part of the arena. So that's kind of precise, but it's fine.
Yeah. You just drop down to the boss, kill the hitbox, and that's it. It's yeah. It's also cool to see characters you have never met in an entire run. To just like, hey, thanks for helping me. Yeah, sure. I don't know you, but cool, I guess.
And I'm going back to Hyrule one more time because I need to um, get to the eastern part of Laurel. Yeah.
Yeah. like coming up now is Dark Palace, and right before that, like right before Dark Palace, there's a big maze of enemies and that, which are just gonna walk around and just you have to do a little stealth mission there. But the stealth mission is just super annoying. Like you have to wait for some cycles, and it's not interesting at all. So we're just gonna skip that. um, yeah, the skip is a little weird. um, you are moving an enemy into a corner. You let them hit you. So you can get in between the enemy and the tree and the wall. So you're just super cornered, and you are going to tornado rod upwards. And then you're just somehow on the wall, and you just go around the maze, and that's it.
I don't use tornado rod strats. They are so old.
This little enemy there, yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. It's not that bad, but if I had fallen into that river, it would be pretty much run over.
Yeah. Like if you kill him, it's really bad news. You don't want that to happen at all. Because then you have to go back quite a little to spawn him again. But that was quite nice. Dark Palace is going to be quite interesting to watch, since he's not going to use any light. So he's doing a lot of stuff in the darkness here. So you don't really see what is going on, sadly. But it's just mostly moving as well. We're going to get the key really quick, placing a bomb, so it's just going to break the ground. So the light can go to the very bottom.
Yeah, it's a puzzle to open the way to the boss door.
Yeah, like some eyes. The light has to shine on some eyes. For the boss door to unlock, and then we still need the key for it, but it doesn't really matter right now. So we have to go around a little, do some puzzles using the staircase. That's not that bad at all.
Never mind. It's really bad with doing equipment here.
Yeah, the hookshot is quite useful here to also avoid some enemies. Usually, you can just usually push them off the cliff, or just stun them. The hookshot, or just get keys. It's nice to use. Universal. So now we're already at the boss pretty much. He just has to throw 3 bombs to activate some switches, then we're getting the boss key, and then the boss is coming up. So the boss is, the boss has 2 phases. The first phase is when he has his mask on. We're just gonna nuke it off from him. And then he's going into a form where he's just going to run around, which is annoying. So we have to ignite the light again. So he's placing 3 bombs here, igniting the light. It's just, the timing is just good enough. So he spawns and just gets immediately hit by the bombs. Getting some extra stamina here again.
He's throwing right now.
Yeah. Like you have to do a really specific setup or like positioning to get it to work that you only have to throw 2 bombs and the mask goes off. Otherwise, you have to throw some extra ones. Okay, so now he's in his rage mode. He's just gonna run around, and if he hits you, it's annoying. There's a way to avoid that. If you dash, he's not going to be able to hit you. But dashing in this game is just can be really trolling. Yeah. Sometimes he also corners you. This boss can either go super easy with just one phase. Nice. Can either go really easy first phase and be really cool to you, or he's just gonna troll you or even kill you. He sometimes killed me because he was like locking me into the wall. Yeah, it's just great, but yeah. So now there are only 2 more. Yeah,
2 dungeons.
2 more dungeons. And the next one is Turtle Rock. So we'll talk about that in a little. First, he still has to backtrack a little. Going quickly out of the maze again.
So the reason why we actually do Desert Palace and Turtle Rock together, it's because we don't really need to come back to Hyrule. We can just do a Tornado Rod boost here and go out of bounds. Oh, I missed. And this guy is throwing. Okay.
Alright, nice. So we're just gonna walk on the border here. To get into the water here. And that is where Turtle Rock is already located, so we, yeah, like Ron said, we just skip the skipping going to Hyrule and Lorule.
And right here, I'm gonna sort of skip the animation of jumping like that, jumping
Yeah.
out of the water, and I can use that to skip and save all of those turtles. So, like this.
So usually you would have to save the children of the, or like some small turtles. I don't know if they're the children, whatever. And they will provide you a path so you can get onto this dungeon. But there's this thing with animation storing. If you just swim to platform but don't go up there, and you don't press like swim, like faster swimming, and you don't get hit, it's gonna actually play on the next wall you are gonna hit. And if you do that properly, you can get up the platform. And now here is the boss key skip. We're gonna hit this dude here, get the platform on. He's gonna fire this.
Oh, that was really slow.
Like usually you want to get damage boost here, you tornado road up. You're gonna hit the top there, but the fire is gonna hit you, which launches you up again.
Yeah, like
and
that.
You're getting on top of that.
And we can skip the boss key. It used to be one of the hardest tricks, but
Yeah.
shoutouts to Bunny Bye
Bunny
because
Bye, yeah.
he discovered this strat. And it's Turtle Rock's so easy right now.
Yeah. Also, the first phase of this boss is like super easy. Go ahead, hit him with the ice. Unfortunate position. That's it. Yeah, the second phase isn't really hard either. You're just gonna smash his face off. He can do 3 different attacks. You usually want him to snap at you. You can see that when his eyes are turning purple, he's gonna snap for you. The worst attack would be the spinning, I guess,
Yeah.
because then you have to get hit to stop it instantly. Like, if he starts to spin, you just get over there, getting hit. He stops immediately again, or he's gonna do that explosion again. You don't want to get hit by that explosion. It deals a lot of damage. But yeah, pretty tame fight. And with that, there's only one dungeon left. Thieves Hideout. And the reason why we're doing Thieves Hideout at the very end is we get the sand rod at the very when we finish Thieves Hideout. So we could
When you save all the sages, like there is a cutscene where Link receives the Triforce of Courage. So what actually happens is, since we're going to, after we get the sand rod back, it is actually what triggers the blue warp to appear. So we can actually leave without having to get the Triforce or watching the cutscene.
Yeah, like usually there's then a huge staircase where everyone is standing and you have to talk to them and then they let you pass, and then there's the Triforce and it's just useless kind of text boxes. You know, we don't want that. So you see all the checkpoints getting in handy with the quick teleportation.
And right here, it's like a small side quest where you learn the music and you just use it as a password, but I already know it, so it's just about entering the dungeon.
Yeah. Are you going with the statue glitch or?
Yeah.
Alright. So you can see some statues in the next room here, and you have to put them onto some switches. And the thing is, you push them onto the moving fence here, or like the bars that you can toggle. And with that, it will just
I'm actually taking damage, oh my god, dude, on purpose here because it's actually faster for the mini boss fight.
yeah. So where was I? Oh yeah, right. You're gonna place a statue later on onto one of those bars, which will later land onto you, and which will then simply push you into the ground.
And I just opening the doors because we actually have to backtrack all the way to the entrance. And actually Link is able to walk through the doors, but Thief Girl, she just cannot do it. And we need to open the doors for her.
Yeah, Thief Girl is just the most annoying thing ever, I think. Like, this dungeon is just the most boring one. So yeah, I hear a little camera sickness. Because the game is like confused. Where are you right now? Help. So you're just gonna go over here, drop the bomb here. Like that. Just skip a little. Going out of bounds here doesn't really do too much. You save like, I don't know, 30 seconds or something like that compared to inbounds. That's quite nice to do. So yeah, Thief Girl, you just have to protect her from the enemies. But an annoying thing is, if you start to dash, she's just gonna stand there and do nothing. And to get her to move, you always have to go up to her and talk to her, which is just so annoying. Like, if you forget that once and you just dash somewhere, you just either leave her behind and she's like getting grabbed by those enemies, which is just really annoying because then you have to go back to the very beginning from where you freed her, so like one room ago, and do everything again. Like, the puzzles are already done, but you still have to walk through all of that again, which is so annoying. But yeah. I wish there would be a way to skip all of that.
Yeah, because like we just need her to open a door in a house in Kakariko Village, and people actually managed to clip there, but there's no loading zone, so you have to save her. It's not possible to skip this dungeon, at least
Yeah.
just yet.
Like, the very last painting is only getting spawned with the anime, or like from the cutscene you get when she actually goes up to the house. There's just no, there's just no way to do that right now. Would be nice to find one, but don't know. Yeah, and sadly for the spots, as before, there's just not really anything you can do. Like, no interesting tricks or something. It's just optimizing your movement, but you can't really do a lot about that as well. You just don't want her to get stuck. Um, that is just the worst. Or if you drop down at the previous puzzle, you have to do all again. So dumb. It's just a little optimization you can do. Instead of going around there, you can just get onto the bar and go to that. Saves like, I don't know, 5 seconds or so. But we're already at the boss. And for the boss, we are mostly going to use the hammer, because the hammer does a lot of damage to him. And he's going to hit him twice with it. The first phase he can't use it yet, until he gets away with it, yeah. So yeah, you can see that he's getting hit twice with the hammer, which is really good.
Yeah,
And that's it.
and now we just have to go to Lorule Castle.
Yeah, so we're pretty much at the end already. So there's only Lorule Castle up, which is still kind of tricky with the draw skip, at least for me. But I think Rom got this.
Yeah. It has a new strat where you use the big bomb flower and you have more frames to do the skip. Otherwise it's a pretty hard trick as well.
Yeah. Like for the trial skip, you can choose between two things. Like either you have to do a kind of precise positioning, or you have to do a really, really close timing. So whatever you prefer, but most people go for positioning. So yeah, here like Rom said earlier, this cutscene is just gonna overlap with the other one. And we're just gonna skip that.
And right here you could actually clip through the door, but there's no design. So we have to save all the sages to trigger this cutscene.
So right now, aw. So right now he's just going up to a higher part of the dungeon or castle, and up there are actually 4 trials that you would have to do to unlock the door, which leads to Ganon. But we are only going to do one of them technically, to get out of bounds, and then just yeah get over the door, load it. And this is this one here in particular. Can also do some little optimizations here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not even hit the switch.
Alright, so now
Oh, too far up. Alright, got it.
nice. So yeah, with that was the last glitch pretty much. We just go into the boss room with that. We just skip all of the other puzzles. We don't need them, we want to go fast. And now Ganon. So Ganon is really hard, I think. Like it's at least way harder than you do it in casually, because usually in a casual playthrough you have the red armor, or at least the blue one, which yeah prevents a lot of damage. But Ganon is going to deal you a lot of hearts of damage here. And we also don't have any upgrade on our sword, so we have to hit Ganon, or you Ganon in this case, actually,
Yeah,
a lot.
but
like,
thankfully
really
you can
a
use
lot.
the bow right here. It deals the same amount of damage as the Master Sword, so it's fine.
So yeah, this fight takes up way longer than any casual one.
Right here you can kind of manipulate which attack is going to do next. Yeah, this is good ranger. I want him to do this attack because I get a lot of free hits. Okay, so that's the first phase.
So in this phase, you just have to play tennis with him.
Yeah,
Oh.
nice.
Yeah, a thing that you may not do is smash instantly. Like in the, what was it, first 2 or first 3 phases or rounds
Yes,
of
it's
tennis, you're not
3
allowed.
cycles, so it's just for the
Alright.
only the last one you want to mash.
Yeah, you are not allowed to mash because otherwise you're gonna get hit for sure. The game actually prevents you from mashing. And I was thinking like it was 2 or just the first one that you're not allowed to hit or mash. And it was like on a half a hard. And I just ripped my run through that. Going in circles here is mostly the best way to
Yeah,
prevent those
or you
from
can
hitting you.
just merge and wait. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, and over here you can already mash since it's 2 balls and then, yeah, it's like, yeah. And with that, with the last arrow in his bud. Nice.
Yeah, and time is coming up pretty soon. Right now I gotta take care not to die to the Triforce.
Alright, so time is coming up really quick. As soon as he touches the Triforce. And look, Lonk, you made it. Yeah.
And time.
Time.
Okay.
Alright, nice.
So it's an okay run, I guess. Like,
Yeah, it was actually a really good marathon run. We
yeah, I
had-
got a lot of difficult stuff first try, so it
Yeah.
was okay.
And the RNG wasn't bad at all. It was really good, actually. So,
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I would like to give shout outs to all of my friends from the Brazilian speedrunning community, Speedruns Brasil. Marco, TJ, Baldo, Hugo, uh, Gigo. It's a lot of people. I can't really mention everybody. And also the ALBW speedrunning community for
Yeah.
helping me.
like, the ALBW community is super chill, and if you ever plan to pick up this game, just come to the Discord. Everyone will be happy to help you out. And, yeah.
Yeah.
With that, I think we're done.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone.
All right.